Hey, Unproductive audience, it's Jack here. Before we get started with this amazing episode, I just want to apologize in advance. We were not able to record in our normal studio this week, so there is a lot of, I want to call wind noise in the background, and just people walking along, because we had to record some of this in a semi-public area. But we apologize for that, and we'll be back to normal next week. And with that, let's begin.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Unproductive Nerds podcast. I am your host Rhiannon, and I am joined by, as always, my good friend Jack.
Well, friends is stretching it, but
yes,
I'm still here.
And Aiden. Hey guys.
No, Dan is joining us this week. Now it's our first week without John.
No John's here.
No John here.
It's me, John. Hey guys, what's up?
The golden trio has been severed once more.
Hey John, why don't we just have sex and stop locking horns all the time?
Let me just take out my 2-inch penis. Give me a second.
Where is it? I can't see it.
I mean, 2 inches hard. It's like flaccid. I don't even measure it when it's flaccid. It just goes back in my body like a scared turtle.
Right.
So we're talking about sex this week, guys.
On the subject of sex.
Fun, sexy times.
If you were listening to our episode last week, Jack had this suggestion.
I didn't have the suggestion. Him and Aiden had the suggestion.
But you mentioned it to me.
Did we mention that on the podcast?
We mentioned it on the podcast.
We mentioned it and then tried to keep going as if we hadn't mentioned it.
Okay.
Tried to play it off real smooth and cool.
I'm just amazed
I'm amazed at our temptation not to immediately delve into that once someone brings, and just go off on a tangent. I'm proud of us, really.
Yeah, that was real good.
That we were able to save it for this week.
I'm real happy this week that there's so few of us. Because we'll
hardly talk over each other at all, isn't that?
No. Last week, there is so much talking over. I re-listened to last week's episode last night. There's 3 different points where I can't understand what's happening.
Yeah, no. According to Aiden, it's fair mess.
Fair, it is a mess. So, you don't listen back, do you?
No, I'm too cool to listen back.
You're our Nick Mason.
I'm only a nerd when I'm on the podcast. And all the other hours, but I got... These podcasts are long, okay? They're really long.
It's weird. I listen to them as I'm uploading them. That's the only time I'll actually listen back. I'm like, okay, let me just...
To make sure I don't make any too racist comments, or to make sure you don't make any racist comments.
I cut out a lot of our racist jokes.
Just no offensive stuff altogether, they'd be nice guys.
Rhiannon and her anti-Semitic jokes are just real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, so this week we're talking about which superhero powers or villains would be the best when trying to get laid.
Okay, before we get into the main discussion, though, I think we just got to clear out, the weekly
shit. So, for us lucky Europeans, Guardians was released there 2 days ago.
And Dan hasn't seen it.
And you can't talk about it because you're respecting the fact that I haven't seen the movie.
We are respectful.
We are respectful.
So, Ego the Living Planet turns into young Kurt Russell. No, I'm kidding. Alright, it's real good. We'll talk about it next Saturday. That's going to be next week's episode.
We're going to have a spoiler talk next Saturday, but just for non-spoilers,
We'll give it... What rating would you give it?
I'd give it 8.5.
Yeah, I'd give it about an 8.
Yeah.
8.5 out of 90. Jesus, Brandon. That's a pretty low score.
8.5 out of 10. I loved it,
That's real good.
I'm a huge fan of the first one, and I think this is probably the best we could have gotten out of a sequel.
Yeah, do you think it's better than the first one?
I
still think the first one's better. But
it's like Civil War and Winter Soldier. A lot of people debate which one they think is better.
Okay.
It's a serviceable sequel. It's a really good sequel.
Yeah, as I said, I think it's the best sequel we could have got out.
It's the best Stan Lee cameo. We're not going to say what it is.
Yeah, it's the best Stan Lee cameo. Oh my god.
I think you go kind of over the top though when Stan Lee cameos as a separate character in a universe he's already cameoed in.
Oh.
He's already been in the first Guardians as a cameo.
This one makes so much sense. It's amazing though.
Oh yeah?
I'm just clapping.
In the whole...
That isn't in fact the sound of Jack wanking. That's the fact that's the sound of him clapping.
No, but we were just...
They're very similar sounds.
We were just in a cinema of loads of people, and when that cameo came on, the 3 of us were just there oh my fucking god.
Actually, that's one thing I both enjoyed and didn't enjoy about our screening of it. A lot of the really heavily nerdy references and jokes, we were the only one who got them.
Especially the after credit scenes. There's
the after credit scenes are
5,
super awkward.
And there's 2 of them where we were freaking out over it, and everyone else in the cinema was staring at us who the fuck are you?
Let's move on. Any news this week?
I've been asleep for most of this week.
I
so,
haven't been paying attention. There may have been lots of news.
Fuck, I heard one this morning.
I haven't been in touch.
Has anyone watched Doctor Who? Can we talk about Doctor Who?
I haven't seen the new episode. Is it good? It looks real-ish.
It had the potential to be a really good Monster of the Week episode, and then it...
Can I take a wild guess?
What?
Is it another part of a spaceship with a rogue AI?
No, it's not. It's not.
That's what the second episode was as well. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
The second episode was also a rogue AI.
Oh, yeah, what are they trying to tell us? But no, this thing is, like...
Next episode, it's just hell from 2001 Space Odyssey.
It actually is old London, like it, you know. The set is great, I think.
Oh, really?
On the Frost River, I think it's really good. Now, I watched it on a fairly small screen, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
But I thought it was very good. The monster in it, though.
Real bad?
I didn't like it. It's not even... Like, it is a CGI monster. That didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
It's the way they used the monster and how quickly they established what the monster was.
Oh, really?
Or wasn't. Like, because it's got a really interesting thing where basically, and this is the premise of the episode, basically, it's the Frost Fairs on the frozen Thames.
Yeah.
And they're setting up America, which is a really cool idea. It's a really cool
awesome.
setting.
Yeah.
And there's these lights under the ice that they'll... Basically, when you're isolated from the group, the lights will start trailing under you and start circling you, and then you'll just sink into the ice.
Oh, okay.
And the ice will immediately regrow or something.
Okay.
Also, yeah, they never fucking explain that. But, you know, yeah.
It's Mr. Freeze just working with these monsters.
It's Doctor Who explaining shit? No!
Yeah,
So is the thing they reveal the monster too early, or...?
I think, like, I don't want to spoil it, but they basically... They castrate any suspense the monster could have generated, I think, fairly early.
That's the thing with, what's the new version of Doctor Who again? Who's the writer?
Moffat.
We badmouth Moffat a lot, but there's an awful lot of times where he has monsters that can be really creepy and suspenseful, and I feel like he blows his load and just reveals them too damn early.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a new concept for him, because, like, Clockwork Robots, great. Empty Child, fucking great. He wrote all these characters.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know if it's just, maybe he's lost the patience or something, I don't know.
He's trying to establish an awful lot more in a shorter amount of time.
That said, I don't know for a fact that he wrote this episode. I couldn't tell you with absolute certainty that this was him.
It wouldn't surprise me, though.
Yeah, but, like, you see, the next episode is definitely written by him, because the next one is the obligatory horror episode of the season.
Yay!
You see, he either does horror real good or real bad, so I'll be interested to see how this turns out.
Yeah.
I mean, he just does horror. I mean, like, there's no in between.
I just think this one that, like... Okay, this is a mild spoiler, because you go in with this expectation, I think. They pull the big giant monster isn't that scary, it's just misunderstood card.
Oh, of course it is.
Straight away.
Really?
Like in the first half of the episode, they pull this card.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, no.
They do it, like, all the time.
And they basically hand it off to this human character villain who's the real villain, who just isn't up to par. Like, you know?
Yeah.
They had an opportunity to do like a great, almost like Loch Ness Monster kind of thing. They're going out on a monster hunt. But there's the diving bit that they show in the next time of this episode. You know, there's the diving bit where they go in the
time trail
point. And they go in their diving suits. And the CGI in that, it really works. It's cool. And could have made for something really tense. Yeah. But they just kind of... Like, in old Doctor Who, that would have been super tense. They would have been down there. And that could have been how you... Like,
it would have been a Jaws-style scenario.
Yeah, and that's maybe how you close off, like, the first part of a two-parter.
Yeah.
That's the perfect cliffhanger. And they're under there, and maybe they run out of oxygen, and the monster's there. But they go down there, they go down into that water, and they see the monster. And they go, whoa! The monster doesn't even try to attack them. They just see the monster, they go, whoa! And then they go back up to the surface. And they're like, well, that was fun.
That was a good time.
We saw that monster. We saw him, and he saw us.
Well, let's go to the future now. We've had our fill.
Yeah, that's it. There's no...
Is that Killian? Sorry to interrupt. Is that old co-host Killian up there?
It is.
Oh, it could be old co-host Killian.
Let's not say anything.
Yeah, let's not say it. That'd be really awkward.
Yeah.
We could just pretend that he's after coming down and sitting next to us, because he is the silent observer, isn't he?
Hey, Killian. Hey, it's me, Killian.
No, he's just been real busy, guys. He just hasn't been able to come on. Nothing's happened, I swear to God.
He's over there with
Isn't he in TY?
He's over there with... He's coming this way. All right, fair enough. Should we pause the podcast?
Pause the podcast.
I guess so.
Do you feel like, just the emasculated version of Ginger,
Yeah, I'm more muscular than
Okay,
he is.
we
are recording. He's taller than me and more ginger than me, okay?
Yeah, I'm beginning,
Okay,
It's like meeting a Thor with a bigger hammer than you.
But in summary of the Doctor Who episode, it was an episode that could have been really interesting, could have been really tense, but they turned it into a nothing episode. Like, I watched it and I felt nothing afterwards.
Yeah. I feel an awful lot about that with New Who, though. Even with, and I'm not going to harken on the water lesbians anymore, but I'm like, the most interesting part of that was the big vault, and we just kind of walked away from that.
No, Jack, the more interesting part of that was the water lesbians for you. Admit it.
Nope.
Admit it.
No, I played that up as a big thing just to annoy John, but the water lesbians thing, I was fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with that.
And, see, the thing is, they have the concept of, a lot of people on the frozen Thames, and there's a huge market, lots of children, lots of people, and they have a giant monster under the ice, and the stakes don't feel high.
No.
It should feel high. It should feel terrifying, but it doesn't.
Speaking of horrifying aliens, Ridley Scott, I don't know if this is new news, but I thought we'd bring it up because he was mentioning it again lately, wants to do 5 Alien sequels after Covenant.
I think he did say that he will keep on doing Alien movies till he dies. I think that was...
I honestly don't think he'll make it to 5 before he dies.
Yeah, that dude is 80.
Yeah, in the 79.
79.
He'll be 80 by the time Covenant comes out, I think. So yeah, 80. Never mind.
Covenant, I don't know if it's the marketing for Covenant that's throwing me off.
I don't really like it.
You see, the thing is, the original Alien trailer, it was all this quick cut stuff. You see like a flash of the facehugger and stuff, but you don't see the alien. Yes. Don't show us the alien.
They show us the alien in Covenant's trailer, but I have to imagine there's something else. With Prometheus, I was wrong about that. I thought there'd be something else and there wasn't.
Yeah. They still have the opportunity. It could still be really good. But I'm saying, from a marketing standpoint, me going into the theater, I'm not hyped about it.
Did you guys see the 5-minute prelude to it?
Oh, with the guys talking and stuff?
Yeah.
I thought that was very good.
I really like that. But the only thing is, that's not going to be in the movie. So you're going to have a lot of people who are like, what's that about? And I'm like, yeah, you needed to see a special trailer thing.
Is that not in the movie?
Not in the movie.
Wait, so... I've seen the scene where they're all at the table. What's the 5-minute preview thing?
You got the table one, and it's Michael Fassbender. You know how he was reduced to a head in the last movie?
Oh, and he's talking to one that's him rebuilding him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that, and I'm happy that they're incorporating her back into the mix.
Isn't there 2 Michael Fassbenders in this one?
There's 2 Michael Fassbenders.
I want to see him fight.
Double the Fassbender.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to have a moment where somebody's holding a gun. He's like, shoot him. He's the real Fassbender.
He's the real Fassbender.
One's dressed as Magneto. One's dressed as...
I like Ular from Assassin's Creed.
One is dressed as Lawrence of Arabia.
One's Lawrence of Arabia.
That's his whole thing.
The other one's Magneto. It'll be real good. But I am excited for Covenant. I'll probably throw a review up at some stage.
Yeah, I think... from this standpoint, it looks like it's throwing too many balls up in the air.
Speaking of balls, I hope they have the balls to let Danny McBride be the last one alive. I want Danny McBride to be the survivor in all this. Because in the original Aliens, nobody thought Ridley was going to make it till the end.
Yeah.
You see her and you're like, she's probably going to die 4th or 5th.
Yeah. And it's bloody... I'm hoping that there's a twist halfway through and they deal with everything in the trailers in the first 5 minutes.
If they did that, first act,
I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
If they had the balls, and this would be a punch in the face to fans, if they had the balls to only have the alien in the first 5 minutes, and then the rest is them going and sorting out all the engineer stuff that they set up in the first Prometheus.
No, I would be on board with it. I'd love that. I'd love that idea, but no, can't get on board with that.
I would love the idea completely if the film wasn't called Alien.
Yeah.
I think the important part is the thing that it's called Alien.
Yeah.
Because, but we've seen so many of the characters die in the trailer. Mm-hmm. We've seen Billy Crudup get face-hugged. That's what's going to happen to him. Oh, gee, I wonder what's going to happen to him.
What if that's all first act, and the last 2 acts are Danny McBride alone on a ship with the Xenomorph? Once again, I'd watch that.
I think what you do, though, would be interesting. Because, when someone gets face-hugged, it's usually a few hours until the alien pops out of them.
What if it's controlling them?
Oh, no. Facehugger right away. But they wake up straight away. And the whole film, they have an alien inside them.
Yeah.
And you do not know when it's going to pop. And they're fighting it, and they know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's this tension that they have to stop this alien, and he has to find also a way to kill himself. He has to blow up the ship or something.
Because the ship is back en route to Earth, immediately.
Imagine if they had the balls to make the main character someone who is definitely absolutely going to die.
Yeah, Danny McBride has a Xenomorph in him.
Yeah. And see, he's got a big tummy, so the Xenomorph can grow to a certain size.
2 Xenomorphs, who knows?
Yeah, you can take 2.
Double chest burst.
Yeah.
Wait, would the Xenomorph... Would he have to be a facehugger twice?
Maybe one is on the ass, maybe one's in the face.
Oh, Christ.
Can you imagine?
Oh, an ass hugger. Alright, any other news? Have we missed anything? Marvel Phase 4, Kevin Feige says it's going to be nothing like we've seen before.
Oh, no.
I'm sure it will.
No, not at all. It's just going to be different genres of Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a title released for, sorry, not released, fucking spoiled, apparently by Zoe Saldana for the second Infinity movie.
Yeah.
The first one is going to be called Infinity War, and the second one is Gauntlet. Infinity Gauntlet. Which everybody got in a big huff about. I'm like, I kind of expected that.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
It's kind of an easy title.
I mean, I guess, yeah, because they could have this one could be them trying to stop Thanos getting the stone.
Yeah.
And then the next one could be Thanos having all the stones.
He's got all the stones.
He's got
Does
all
like
the
the first
gems.
one just end with him like ripping the stone out of Vision's head or something?
That should be the
Yeah.
final shot. He's like,
Yeah.
all Avengers, we're all happy and good now. We're all set.
The only
This
thing
through
is,
the head.
now we know that that's going to happen, though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if they set up the plot as Thanos is trying to get the stone, and the next film is called Infinity Gauntlet,
Yeah.
I mean, it's hardly going to be like Infinity Gauntlet asterisk an incomplete Infinity Gauntlet.
Infinity Gauntlet-ish.
Ish, kinda.
Light,
almost
diet
there.
Infinity
He
Gauntlet.
can't even like tear out the stone from like Vision's head. He just has to stick Vision's head to the gauntlet.
Also,
Work it.
tapes him to his arm.
He's flopping Vision around all the...
Cap goes to hit him with the shield, and Thanos just puts Vision up.
Then you could have Vision just sticking with him, and he like phases so that it like goes through him and just hits Thanos anyway.
I like the idea he can phase, but he can't get off Thanos' arm.
Yeah.
Also, that's another thing. Thanos is going to have to get the Vision by surprise somehow.
Yeah, there's... How do you beat the... Like, because they beat him with
Vision is
magic.
one of the most overpowered guys in
He is.
Marvel.
I've been trying to figure out how they're going to do it.
Like,
And
in Civil War, Scarlet Witch kind of brings him down with magic, but that's magic. Thanos doesn't really have magic, does he?
No, I figured it out, you see. Scarlet Witch's magic comes from the Soul Stone.
It comes from the Mind Stone, which Ultron came from, which created Vision,
So if he had the stone in Vision's head, he could take Vision out, but he doesn't because it's in his head. If that makes any possible sense. I think if he just gets him by surprise,
Yeah, I think...
Space Stone, teleport in there and just arrive. There's just random people singing.
Wait.
Did we mention we're outside?
Yeah, we're outside. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, if you can hear the wind
It's
noise being
gorgeous.
picked up on the mics, I apologize.
And there's like a river,
Random
and there's
people
a bunch of people singing.
And now the beautiful tones of Bob Dole. They make that joke like 10 times a Family Guy.
Really?
And they play the whole song every time. I feel like it's just they've run out of time in an episode. They're like, yeah, we got to fill 3 minutes.
Bob Dylan jokes,
Bob
right?
Dylan jokes.
Yeah.
You know, guys, like, for all the shit that Marvel villains get, they're not bad.
They're really
They're not
Red
bad.
Skull.
Like,
Good.
I still want him to come back.
And you know what? I'm gonna say
chance
it.
he might be.
He should be floating in space in the next Guardians movie.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it. Ultron was great.
I
and you can
fucking
fight
Yes,
me if you
yes,
thought Ultron was
Ultron
shit.
was
Fuck
great.
you. He was great.
I still think when they ripped the stone out of Vision's head, because I want to say 47% of Ultron's mind was uploaded into that body, it should just start converting into an Ultron.
Yeah, have it be Ultron 5 or Ultron 2. And you start that chain of events where he can get different versions of himself.
Yeah.
You could even have it when Thanos rips into the Vision's head and like splits it down the middle. It forms that Ultron mouth and like creepy gaping eyes.
That would be awesome.
That would
If
be
you
so
can imagine the
cool.
Vision's face like converting into this creepy like in Age of Ultron when he controls the suit
Yeah.
for the first time. It's got that creepy rickety smile. That's so cool.
And that's the thing, and that's a lovely bit of visceral PG violence there. They
yeah.
can totally do that because Phil's robot and doesn't have any blood.
And once again, you're calling back to an old movie yet doing something original. It would be great.
Yeah.
Like, if the Age of Ultron movie didn't have to set anything up, it would be such a good.
Fuck.
Ultron was great. He had the wittiness of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's a big thing that people ignore. Like, because he was essentially Tony Stark's son, he had that classic biting wit that Tony had.
Yeah.
And he had all this high tech stuff. He was the anti-Iron Man, not.
Nobody has to get hurt for progress to be made. Obviously, you've never.
I mean,
made
like,
it all.
when you think about it, the first thing he interacted was Jarvis, who Tony Stark programmed to be witty.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah, no, yeah, and that-
Yeah.
A program that's been running off of Tony Stark for what? 5-10 years at this stage.
Yeah.
I think the problem with Age of Ultron was that they made Ultron. They progressed him to the part where he had a normal mouth way too fast.
Yeah.
It should have been a really deliberate, really slow, because he went from rickety ragdoll Iron Man suit, which was class.
So
That
cool.
was so
He should have been
cool.
like that for longer, I think.
He should have just been another Iron Man suit.
Yeah, and
which he's slowly upgrading.
Make it almost like a horror film. He's just getting the jump on people. Like, he's just a broken Iron Man suit, but he can get the jump on
It's
people.
like The Fly. He's evolving. He's becoming more Ultron. And
But show us that.
Oh.
Don't say, here's raggedy Ultron, and then here's pristine Ultron.
Hey, it turns out this one Hydra base that isn't very good. We're building some robots.
And then you got that...
Robots.
And then you got that harken back thing at the end where Ultron's mind is in just this one henchman, and it's the de-evolution, the devolving, and that would have been much more effective if we saw him evolving in the first place.
I still think Ultron should have he should have pulled a Dalek, where he had sent one off-world just before the other ones got attacked.
And
you can still do that, though.
he could still totally do that. He's
Yeah.
still probably... Like,
Yeah.
You have to
probably
consider,
would've.
you have to prepare for something.
Just send
You
one
know, it's
flying real
Ultron.
far,
That's
straight
the
up
thing.
in the air.
Those guys have jet boosters, right?
Yeah.
They are Iron Man suits. They can fly away. So, like... And I mean, I understand that he was inside a broken one there.
Yeah. Even if you cut to that scene in Infinity War, you cut to Ultron being destroyed, and then in the rubble of Sokovia, you just see one more droid pull its way out.
Yeah.
That would be great.
In theory, there is no way they could know. They're operating off the presumption that Ultron sent literally every soldier he had after them in that little archway.
With his hubris, it wouldn't be surprising all the same.
So, fuck, he was so good, Mike.
Oh, I loved him.
He was great.
Does something they don't expect, saves his entire thing to like 3 billion floppy disks. There you go.
To be fair, that's the highest point of Sokovian technology.
Yeah. No, I must say, I really did enjoy Age of Ultron, and I think it gets a bit too much shit.
You know what? People are going to hate me for this, but I prefer Ultron to Loki. I straight up prefer him.
You know what? Yes! So do I.
I can see that.
The only thing is, they had the witty... Loki was the original witty villain.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
He's
like,
a prototype.
Like, villain comedy isn't something foreign to them, but I think it's something that they should do more.
Yeah.
Because, take the first Guardians villain, Ronan. What? He should have been on their level comedy-wise. He should have been... He should have accepted the ridiculousness of everything.
They try and play him as
But
a
I think
straight
the reason
man
why
and makes
he-
it
like,
more
he-
awkward.
Yeah, but I think the reason why they make him so serious is the contrast with the just utter, like, goofiness of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, like, at the end when, like, Peter is dancing, I mean, that's just, like, perfect moment, you know?
No, it's great. And the thing is, you wouldn't have been able to do that if you had set up Ronan as a comedic villain. And
exactly.
that moment is great and works really well for the Guardians.
But I feel like an awful lot of Ronan moments would have worked better if he just had a zany one-liner for it. Like when he reveals,
All the quips.
You threw a ship at me. Not very effective against an Infinity Stone now, is it?
Like,
or when he just crushes a guy's head with his hammer.
Yeah, and like, you know... I really enjoy the bit where Ronan just fucking snaps that guy's neck. Yeah. And he just tells Thanos to piss off.
Yeah, and I forgot that was the Jatari leader from First Avengers.
Yeah.
And, like, he put fear into Loki in the first one, and Ronan just walked up there and just goes,
yeah.
You're
He
dead.
last airbenders him.
Yeah, he last airbenders him.
Like, and the thing is, the actor who plays Ronan is really good.
Who's that actor again?
He's the main character in this show called *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Yeah.
And his name is Lee Pace.
Oh, it is Lee Pace, yeah.
He's really good. Like, they could have set him up as a character who's maybe kind of ambitious and who maybe didn't have that much power in the first Guardians, but kind of slowly amasses it, and give him a bit of an arc across.
You could have had him as a constant threat.
Yeah, and just had him dropping in every now and then on the Guardians, and like, like Yondu was a villain in the first one, and they brought him back as a hero in this one, and so was Nebula.
I still think Thanos should have been the first villain in Guardians. Set up how powerful he is, they just about make it out of there.
Yeah.
They stop his big plan to destroy whatever planet, but they just about make it out of there.
Yeah.
You prove how powerful Thanos is and how they're different from the Avengers. Because the Avengers, they'll go in, they'll save the day, they'll defeat everybody. The Guardians will get away with it by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
They will come out of there with their asses on fire with no plan.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
So are you saying they should have had Thanos as the villain in Guardians and also had him in Infinity War? Or,
yes.
Or done away with him in the first one?
Set him up in Guardians, but you think he's doing this whole thing as like, oh, I just want to destroy a planet. And the very last reveal is him just holding the Infinity Stone, proving that not only was he smart enough to play out literally all these events, but he still has a master plan.
Yeah, no, and that's a good way to do it. Say like, oh, he wants to take over this planet, but he doesn't. He just wants to get that
this
one
planet
stone.
Is meaningless to him.
Yeah, he's probably destroyed 1,000 planets.
I don't know. Where's the Collector's Infinity Stones at the moment?
Yeah, is the Collector coming back?
Yeah, because he has the Tesseract and Ether, doesn't he?
No, he has one. Tesseract is in Asgard. They make a point of that it's
oh shit, yeah.
It's not safe to keep two Infinity
he had the
Stones
Ether,
in Asgard.
Wait, so
he has the Ether. Xandar is where the yellow stone is, or the purple one.
The purple one.
The Power Stone. Doctor Strange has the green one. Vision has another yellow one.
So wait, is there one more to go?
No, Ether is red.
It's the Soul Stone.
Tesseract is blue.
Yeah.
The Power one is purple. There's one on Xandar. Then there's the Eye of Agamotto, which is green. Mind Stone, which is yellow. So Soul Stone is which one is it?
What's that? Pink?
Yeah, which is it? Orange?
Orange, I think.
Yeah.
And you know what aesthetic that would fit with? Ghost Rider.
Really?
He's all about souls. Mephisto, man.
No, it's probably going to be inside Adam Warlock or something like that.
It's just Robbie Rodriguez just turns up in the last movie, you know?
Or maybe that's what the Dark Sky is, or whatever the fuck they're doing with the hand.
Maybe,
No,
maybe
that's vampires, man. That is clearly fucking vampires.
Maybe that blood thing they put Elektra in is just this compactor that
Vampires.
compacts her into a gem. Like in a really graphic sequence. It just
Every
crushes her
dead
into a
villain
stone.
we've seen just crushed into that. Speaking of villains and heroes, shall we move on to the topic of this week?
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Okay. So it's which superhero or villain powers would you use in real life to get sex?
Yeah.
First rule, and I think we should just get it out of the way straight away. No controlling people's minds. That's too easy.
It's a cheat sheet.
And that's kind of rapey as
But
well.
Jack, Professor X.
He can still manipulate minds. I'm going to
The
get
thing
to
is,
that.
and it's like, with someone who can generate images on a person's head, in theory, it's endless what you could suggest. So it'd be a cheat sheet.
It'd be too easy.
Yeah.
Too
So we
easy.
got.
It's
we're
not,
staying away
it's,
from
not
telepaths.
it's not convoluted enough for us.
Yeah, it's got.
You can manipulate somebody's mind but not control it. I think that's the rule.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes. Okay, who wants to start us off?
Do you want to open?
Okay, I got 3.
All right,
Okay.
I'll give you 1.
I've got 3 as well. So
Okay.
I don't have any. Just leave me.
Okay.
Think of
Brianna
a few.
can just shame us for how.
Yeah, I
terrible-
can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could probably just come up as I go along.
I'm so happy John isn't here to be approved because I feel like he'd be angry with literally everything we're going to say for the next 40 minutes.
Unlike, of course, because I'm not going to be angry with everything you say.
You're going to be laughing too much.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so for my first character for getting sex, and I'm also aiming for maximal pleasurability for the other party. I think that's an important factor here.
Is it?
I really didn't think of that factor, but now I'm real.
That just shows what kind of lover you are.
I know
Yeah,
it does.
yeah.
So basically, I'm going to start with my favorite comic book character at the moment, Swamp Thing.
Always comes back to this one.
There's an
Oh,
important issue of
God.
Swamp Thing, a very important issue. Alan Moore and the producer of it were like, okay, we've just closed off this first story arc and we're going to go into the second one. And in this second arc, we're going to just tear Abigail and Swamp Thing, the 2 lovers of the series, apart and do terrible things to them. Like really horrible things. So they're like, you know what? We'll give them 1 issue. We'll give them 1 issue where they can just have a holiday and be happy.
Is this where Swamp Thing is in space and gets raped by a planet?
No.
That's a thing.
That's a thing. That's a thing.
There's a living planet and it tries to rape Swamp Thing.
And no, it doesn't try. It
it's like-
does.
oh,
I
It has its
understand.
babies.
oh God!
I understand different like universes, but ego, like essentially an ego thing, just tries to.
It's even more freaky than Ego, because, and this is kind of off topic, but
Go.
Ego, from what I understand, is he's an actual planet with trees and shit.
Yeah.
This planet is more of a gigantic space station.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
an entirely
the
mechanical
metal one.
planet, whose blood is oil and whose sexual organs are needles and claws.
Well, you heard it here first. Swamp Thing got raped by the Death Star.
Yes, he did. But don't worry,
Wow.
it's definitely a girl, so it's no homo.
At
Wow.
what stage do they make that point?
Because the whole thing is told from the planet's perspective.
Oh, that's
like you
even
get it from
better.
the rapist's perspective. It's really strange.
That is a weird. Wow.
Okay, get back to
Yeah.
Swamp Thing.
Wow.
So basically, Swamp Thing, he can grow fruit,
Okay.
and there's in this 1 issue where they actually just relax in the swamp and do fuck all.
All right.
And when I say they do fuck all, they fuck. Oh,
Yes.
that's all they do. So basically, Swamp Thing's growing this fruit, and they kind of get onto the topic of how are we going to do this. So something's like, he rips basically this big orange turn-up thing off his chest, and he's like, trust me, bite into this. So Abigail bites into it.
It's not rapey at all.
And she then proceeds to have what is equivalent to a mixture of like a heroin and a magic mushroom trip all at the same time. And she can see like all the living organisms and how they're all connected and stuff, and she basically has this massive epiphany thing. She sees what Swamp Thing sees by eating this fruit from him.
Okay.
And the art is incredible for this section. There's like the colour and the way they meld them.
I can imagine.
It's really cool. And basically she just kind of, I don't know, it stimulates all her lady bits or something like that.
It just ends with her. So she has a trippy orgasm, basically.
Yeah, but it is important to mention they do have physical sex as well.
Okay.
Okay.
You just don't see it. They only show this weird hallucinogenic bit.
Can I question you straight away?
Yes, go.
How do you plan to get this far with a woman as a Swamp Thing?
The Swamp Thing is actually really charming.
Once again, you go up to her in a bar and you're just a Swamp Thing.
That's the thing. I think you gotta...
Hey!
Swamp Thing has a certain advantage, right? Swamp Thing... The name Swamp Thing is misleading. He is in any kind of plant thing.
Yeah.
There's a bit where Mob Boss receives a bouquet of roses and then Swamp Thing becomes Rose Thing. He emerges from the roses, made completely of thorny roses. He looks beautiful.
That's pretty amazing.
And then he
actually
strangles this guy.
So what you're saying is you do something similar to that, but with a large trench coat.
Yeah,
Ninja
you can just
Turtle
be
style.
you can just be inexplicably this man made of roses, making all these scents and stuff. I think it's easier than you think, Jack. All you need is for one woman to
Who's like
be lost in the swamp.
really into plants, like super into plants,
No, I
like it's
figured it out, I figured it
unhealthy,
out.
you know?
You wait in a park one night until like a mugger tries to attack a woman. You take out the mugger.
That's the you have to prove yourself as a friendly guardian. 'Cause the swamps are a great place to pick up distressed chicks who've been chased by criminals.
You could, if you really wanted to set it up right, you find like these backwards hillbilly like,
And you pay them.
No. You just you get, say these women are driving down a road. You're controlling the trees. You knock one over, so they're like, oh no, we gotta go find another way around. You set it up so they somehow come into contact with these hillbillies, and then you protect them. You're the hero in the scenario.
That's the thing. You have to establish yourself as the hero because you don't have the good looks of, say, Captain America or anything. You got to make do with what you got. The only thing is, Swamp Thing can be any shape.
Oh.
And we've established it. He can create a six-pack for himself and be this super toned...
Oh, he could be like the Channing Tatum of plants.
He could be the Channing Tatum of plants, except he will be green.
I'm on board with this.
Yeah, you see, the Swamp Thing just chooses to be a hulking man because it's the simplest form. He can just think of it really easy. But if he focuses, like he created plant John Constantine as symbolism for his subconscious telling him that he's a madman.
That's awesome.
Because there's this issue where he fires his consciousness across space, and his consciousness lands in a different galaxy on a blue planet where all the vegetation is blue, but there's no one else. It's just veg. So he creates his entire hometown out of plants.
That's insane.
He creates his lover out of plants. He creates all his friends.
I don't even think you need to seduce a woman as
you can create a woman for yourself. That's the the Swamp Thing is essentially a god if you like the color green.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the color green, he's everything.
You're colorblind.
Like, that's the thing. He can just hit on a colorblind girl or a blind girl.
Yeah.
Do what like the thing does, you know?
The only thing
Big
is,
trench coat.
he does smell like a swamp.
Oh, surely he can affect that somehow, though.
He can affect it. He can cover it up, but
He can smell like fresh flowers all the time.
he could, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great lover, and he can. The important thing is you can't think of it as a date rape drug.
No.
His turnips, they enhance the experience.
They do. They make it better.
Yeah, they're like a Viagra pill of sorts.
What do we give Swamp Thing out of 10?
Out of
For like
out of 10 used condoms.
Out of 10 Jared Leto condoms.
Yeah. Let's give him
I'll give him a 7.
let's say out of 10 Starfires. What would you give his sex appeal? I'd say
He's a 6 or a 7.
he's a 6 or a 7.
He's a strong choice.
Yeah, I'd say we give him a 7.
God.
All right. I'll go with
Yeah,
7.
I'd go with like 6 or 7.
All right, Rhiannon, do you have one?
No, I'll let you go ahead, Jack, because I love your ones.
Actually, Ryan, could you give me a solid? Just open my bag. There's a bag of Doritos in there.
Oh, shit. All right. All right, so I was thinking about this. I think when you're in a comic book universe, you have to do everything in the most convoluted way possible.
Yes.
You can't just shoot Superman with a kryptonite bullet. You have to set up a whole plot.
It has to be a bullet within a bullet within a bullet.
It's sent back in time.
Sent back in time.
Yes.
And it hits him in the back of the head.
Exactly.
That's it.
So here's my plan.
But that still doesn't kill him, so you send back in time again, and then this time it hits him in the spine as well.
Paralyzes him, can't move.
Yeah.
So here's who I would go as if I had to be a hero or villain to try and get laid. Gorilla Grodd. And now
Guys, he sent me this last night in Messenger, and I couldn't stop laughing.
You're thinking at home, who wants to bang a gorilla? That's insane. Oh, thank you. But
that's the basis of the argument. Who wants to bang a gorilla?
Who wants to bang a gorilla? I'm going to convince you can bang a gorilla. If you can convince us
If
you
you
can bang
said
a
yes
swamp
to that
thing.
question, go see Helpmate.
The plan is simple. Gorilla Grodd has the ability to turn people into gorillas and turn gorillas into people. So my plan is to build a satellite with my amazing Gorilla Grodd intelligence, fire it up into space.
He's not using his psychic powers.
No psychic powers.
He's not using his psychic powers.
Nope,
That's important.
this is all these women's choice. Shoot it into space. It then emits my gorilla ray, but it's only aimed at people with a Y chromosome. So every man on the planet becomes a gorilla. I then turn myself into a human, like he did. He turned Giganta from a gorilla into a woman into a giant woman. So in theory, I can turn myself from a Grodd into a normal human. I then
Human Grodd.
wait for a little bit. I'm the last man on the planet. When repopulation starts, who they're gonna turn to?
Okay, well, I like this idea. I like it. But you will have to deal with about 3.5 billion angry male gorillas. And they know that you're the only man left.
Hear me out. Psychic abilities. This is where my psychic powers come in. I use it to calm down the gorillas. So like a gorilla comes towards me like Phil and its big gorilla arms, I'm like, no, my friend. No. Get me a drink. Get me a wine for the lady.
Will you then like set up like a weird garrison to hunt down like people who used to be women but have kind of been like altered by surgery to be a man? Because they'll still have the Y chromosome, Jack.
Oh god.
So you got a load of them. They're pretty convincing, Jack. They're pretty convincing, I'll tell you right now.
I feel like you've fallen for this before, Dad.
Oh
Transgenders.
I know people.
What if they're half gorilla? What if it doesn't go the...
We apologise. I apologise. For anyone who's transgender.
All our gender flipped audience members, which I'm almost certain we probably don't have.
Hey! Don't be mean,
Let's be
Jack.
honest, we only appeal to like middle-aged white people.
Because we are white, Jack.
What are you talking about, Rand? I'm black.
But the thing
It's real
is,
offensive.
like, you'll still have some competition, but I mean,
Overall.
if you before you initiate your plan, work out a crap ton as the gorilla,
Yeah.
and
If I just keep my gorilla muscle.
give yourself a build that will translate well
Yeah.
into your human form.
I'm like, to them, I'm like Tarzan or Mad Max. I'm the last man alive, the greatest hero. And then, in 6 to 12 months' time, when I've had my fun, I'm all like, hello, dog. Pause the podcast for a second. And we're back.
There was just a lovely doggo.
It was
just-
so
aw.
cute. I think we should add him as a permanent member of the podcast and kick John out. I'm on board with that. So after 6 to 12 months' time, when I'm done having my fun, being the last man on earth and sleeping with literally every woman, then I just turn all the men back into humans and turn myself into a gorilla. Hide out in Gorilla City.
Here's the point where I start tearing Jack's plan
Go
apart.
ahead. I've got everything planned out. Go for it.
Jack, you haven't actually confirmed me yet. Are you using protection during this whole thing?
If there is some available, I will. It's not like I'm going to cut it through the mood to run downstairs and get a condom.
Right. So...
Wait, Jack.
Yes.
Now, you could explain this away with comic book logic. I think it's funner if you don't.
Go for it.
Hear me out.
All right.
What if by turning yourself into a man, you turned all the gorillas into men?
Okay.
Now, you still have the advantage because you're the only intelligent man.
Oh, right.
But you got to deal with all these other fucking weird-ass men going around like sniffing each other's butts and stuff. You got to contend with these guys.
My thing is, I'm gonna move to a city once I've done my plan. So apart from Gorilla City and like Africa and a few zoos, there won't be an awful lot of men around. Like I'll take the ladies to the zoo. I'm like, hey, look at that, one of the last other men He's not as smart as I am, is he? But he's just like flailing its shit around. And I'm like, yeah, see? You could have that, or you could have all this.
No, but assuming we're going, okay, so then we have a bunch of bunch of kids now that all look slightly like
you see,
now.
I've thought about this as well. Once I turn back into a gorilla, these women, when they test the kids, they're gonna have gorilla genes in them, and they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, ladies? Jesus Christ! You slept with a gorilla? Oh God! Oh God!" And I don't know if gorillas are a rapey species. I don't.
I feel like they definitely are.
They have to be, right? So in the 9 to 12 months I'm human and everybody else is a gorilla, I feel like those gorillas will have raped a few women.
Christ, man!
It's not something I'm proud about, but I feel like that would happen, unfortunately.
My God!
You gotta remember, time zones, man. They could be having sex when you turn them into a gorilla.
Exactly.
Can
They
you
could be in
imagine
the middle of
how
sex and just they've become gorilla. Some women are probably into gorilla sex. Who knows? It's a thing, probably. Everything's a
Again,
thing.
if you're into that, might want to seek some help.
I lay low in Gorilla City, using my telekinetic abilities to erase my voice and face from people's memory.
Meanwhile,
What?
everyone across
every woman in the world's memory?
Every woman I sleep with, like right afterwards. It's my
Meanwhile,
version
a bunch of women across the world give birth to
half Jack, half gorilla, half them babies.
yes.
Which mathematically doesn't add up, but hey, a child's a child and it's beautiful. Don't insult children. So what do you give my gorilla?
So that's how we bring about like the half gorilla, half human hybrids, you know.
And the best thing is, with my powers, every 2 or 3 years I can probably just redo this. But I'm an alien or something.
Oh my God!
You think?
There's so much wrong with this, Jack. I don't even want to go into it.
It's terrible, but I'm kind of right.
Like, I think we should actually make a new rating system. It should be, what's it called? We should rate it out of maybe effort on your part.
Okay, effort on my part.
The effort involved.
This takes an awful lot for me to do.
It takes an awful lot.
Yeah.
Reusability.
Takes a lot of energy, you know.
Reusability.
In theory, it's infinite. I guess
Okay,
you can
yep.
just do it again.
Yep.
And
How good it is for the other person.
and how good it is for the other person, and ethically.
Ethically. Alright.
I think we're going to score pretty low on the ethical scale.
Yeah.
A lot of these.
Alright, so ethics, what do we give it? Like a 1?
This has got to be like the very bottom of the
This is a
barrel
1.
ethics.
Alright. For, good for the other person? Not really. Let's be honest. It's me. It's better than nothing. So, give that a 2.
Give it a solid 2.
Effort on my part. It's a good 5 out of effort. Like,
That's got to be a 6 or 7 effort right there.
we'll mark them out of 5 just to be safe.
Okay, yeah.
Call it a 5 effort. And what was the fourth one again?
Fourth one was reusability.
Reusability.
In theory,
Do it again.
yeah, you're gonna have to space it out, or else someone's gonna question it.
Every 5 or 10 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Why are we getting all these gorilla hybrids?
3. So what's that? 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 5 is 11.
But do you think the Justice League would start catching on at some point?
Not if they're all gorillas.
Wonder Woman would start catching on at some point.
So, oh shit, yeah, I gotta watch out for Wonder Woman. Alright, so that's a solid. Fuck, what's 11? That's a 5.5 on mine for Gorilla Grodd.
Ooh. Okay. Well, if we can go back and reassess Swamp Thing, effort. I think there's gonna be a bit of effort. Definitely. I'd say maybe 4 effort.
4 effort.
4 effort. It's got to be. Okay, so what? Reusability? In theory, infinite, I'd say.
Infinite, so it's a solid 5.
Solid 5. Pleasure for the other lady. I'm going to say a 4 or 5, because I'm giving them this fruit that's going to blow their minds.
We'll give him another 4.
Give them another 4.
Getting them hopped up on drugs, you know?
Ethically, it depends what approach we're taking there. Ethically, I'm going to say it's a 2 ethical.
That's 15. What's 15 divided by 2?
7.5?
7.5. We give him a 7.5.
7.5.
Alright. So far, Swamp Thing is the top. Gorilla Grodd's not a bad second. Yeah. Rhiannon, you have any now?
Well, right now, I can only think of the one I said to you last night, and Dad mentioned him earlier, is Star Fox, who's a pretty obscure Marvel character.
Not the actual Fox from the Nintendo game.
Not the actual Fox from the Nintendo game.
I looked up Star Fox sex stuff, and that got me some weird results. Oh boy.
He is... His actual name is... he's Eros. He's from... I don't know... He's an Eternal anyway.
Is he Thanos' brother, did you say?
He's Thanos' brother.
He's Thanos' brother.
So is he a big... So in this scenario, you're a big purple man.
No.
He's not a big purple man. He just looks
big
regular.
ginger man.
He's a big ginger man. He's you, Jack.
Oh, I can relate.
Star Fox.
Oh, I get it now.
So, for those who don't know Star Fox, his powers is literally pleasure. He just is able to...
Is there kids coming? Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, all right.
This is not a conversation for kids.
Back in a flash. Were you up or was I up? Sorry, we're back.
We were talking about Star Fox.
Star Fox.
Star Fox. Anyway, his power is basically pleasure. It's more manipulation of emotions and whatnot, but especially...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's that on effort? I feel like that's... If that's
Like,
his natural
I mean, he
ability...
could-
It's got to be minimum effort.
Yeah, it's like a
minimum,
1.
yeah.
1 effort.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he could just walk into, like, a bar of just only single women and guys.
Good
I mean,
for
he's...
other people?
I'd say that's a 5. It's
5,
If he's controlling emotion, unless he's just feeling cruel and he's like, you wouldn't enjoy this at all.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I'm the brother of the Mad Titan. Alright, what's the other category?
reusability is 5.
5.
Ethics, 0.
0.
That's got to be like even lower. We can't give him any points for ethics.
That's an 11, so...
Divided by 2 is 6.5.
I mean, like, he's not taking away their will.
5.5.
He's just
5.5.
making
Which
sure they
puts
feel
him
great.
on par with Gorilla Grodd.
But, you know, because I feel it's important to have these different categories because it would be easy just to give him all the points. Practical-wise, he can definitely do it.
Alright, who's up next?
Dan.
I'll take this one, I guess.
This is some great music in the background.
Yeah.
Because you got assholes walking along with their music playing out of their phones real loud.
This one is this one's a simple one.
Go for it.
That I've made kind of a bit more convoluted. The Chameleon, classic criminal who can change his face and change in theory into anybody.
Good old Spider-Man villain.
Spider-Man, like class. One of the first. One of the first. He's a really old villain. And I have a love for this villain particularly because I used to watch him in the Spider-Man animated series, and he was the first episode I saw.
Isn't he Kraven's brother?
Is he? Yeah. That'd be really cool.
They're both Russian hunter guys, so yeah, I think they are.
But anyway, so what you do, you're Chameleon, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, well I can change my face into any face. So in theory I could change myself into any girl's ideal man. But I don't have psychic powers.
So you have to guess.
How do I know whose face to turn into? But don't worry, mankind has you covered, because Tinder is a thing. What you do, because he says he can in theory be anyone, you sneak into the Tinder HQ where all the servers are. You hack in and you program every male Tinder account to be linked to your own phone. So you are every man on Tinder.
Oh, that's
and you can be any man on Tinder.
That would be so good. So
a girl sees your face, swipes it, he's got a nice face, you meet up with her, you wear that face. Bam.
I feel like after 4 or 5 times doing this, I would forget who I'm supposed to be on the day.
I feel you can apply this to Mystique as well.
Mystique is too easy though.
You could definitely do it.
Yeah.
But no, it's any old shapeshifter, but I think it's a very, very practical idea. The only thing is, it would probably put stress on you if you had like everyone who was on Tinder in theory who'd matched with any man on Tinder texting you constantly.
It would be the How I Met Your Mother thing where there's always a prettier girl out there. Who should I go for?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's a conundrum for you.
Yeah.
Okay, effort. There's a bit of effort involved.
I'll give that a 4.
It's a generous 4. Maybe a 3 or a 4. I'd say.
Yeah, 4.
4. Let's go out of 4 because you do have to break into an office and then have the stress of dealing with every Tinder account in the world on your phone.
Okay.
Reusability in theory, endless. Really, it's got to be a 5. Pleasure for the other party, I'll say a 3.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not like you're superhumanly enhancing your sex ability.
Yeah.
It's just your.
Yeah, that's it, so.
Yeah. Ethics.
Ethics-wise.
Pretty low, 2 or 1, I'd say.
So what's that add up to? 7?
I'll give him a 2 for ethics.
7 plus 10, was that? Did he get 17?
That feels a bit high.
That feels...
Okay, so he got 5 on reusability.
Yeah.
He got 4 on effort.
Alright, 9.
He got 2 for ethics. That's 11. And then 3 for how good is it for the other person?
So 14, so it's a solid 7.
That's a 7.
That's
So
7,
he's
mate.
beaten Star Fox and Gorilla Grodd.
I just realised, should effort increase their score or decrease their score? I think because we're trying to go complicated, effort should increase their
I think
score.
if,
Yeah.
because we're in a comic book universe,
Yeah.
it would increase. Okay, I got my next one up.
Okay.
And this guy, he takes an awful lot of effort.
Okay.
Multiple man. Alright. So the
I
first,
haven't went to talk about this guy. Yeah.
first things first, you have to pull a heist. Because you're going to need the money.
Yeah.
You pull some kind of scam as multiple man, and you make a shit ton of money. Next thing up, you're going to have to buy a costume store.
Buy an entire costume
An
store.
entire costume store.
Okay.
We need wigs, we need costumes.
Okay.
Then, you're really gonna need the money for this one. Rent out a bar. Make it ladies only night. Sorry, ladies come in free, that's a better way of doing it. You split up into 20 different guys. And then, go in different costumes as different people. You're the only man in the whole damn bar. So you set up scenarios in which these women fall for you.
Could
I
you
love
do that
this
with
idea.
multiple versions of yourself? Could you have the multiple versions go home with different women?
Oh, no, well, you can.
You can.
But there's a problem there.
What's the problem?
Because not all of multiple men are straight.
Oh no.
He has gay multiple men. I'm not joking you, Jack, I'm not. Like, honestly. And the thing is, they frequently disobey him. So a few could try to cockblock the other ones. Like, it's a hilarious situation.
I love it.
Imagine a night where it's just me going up against myself to hit on women.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh my god. I didn't think about that whatsoever.
God.
My plan was just we'd have 3 guys go up and be real insulting to a woman, and a 4th one comes along, portrays the hero, beats those guys up in a fake fight, they combine into one and sleep with her.
See, all these multiple men, they're gonna want to be in it for themselves.
Oh no.
And you know the way they say every man is a little bit gay?
Yeah.
Well, if multiple men is a little bit gay, then that means an entire, 5 multiple men could be gay at
Yeah,
any
it's
one
like
time.
like 1 out of 10,
Yeah.
multiple men.
Wait, what happens if one multiple man gets an STD?
Oh shit!
I'll do you one better, Jack. There is a comic where multiple men. I've done some research because I was considering this guy, but
Yeah.
there's a comic where multiple man was in a superhero HQ, and his copy and him. Well, sorry, he got drunk and then he split into 2 drunk multiple men, and they both
Did
slept
they-
with different women that night.
Oh,
Alright.
I thought they were gonna. Yeah.
One of the multiple men got the woman pregnant.
Of course he did.
And when they rejoined, multiple man doesn't know if it was him or a copy because he was bone drunk. So, a few months later, multiple man, his son is born, and he goes to hold his son for the first time, and the son just goes zoop
Absorbs back into
and
it.
absorbs back into him, and that is the reveal that his clone was the one who got the girl pregnant, not the original multiple man.
You know, actually, that kind of solves the problem. I mean, emotionally, it's stressful. But, every time I accidentally get a woman
Hey,
pregnant...
I just had we just had a son. Where the fuck did my son go?
Every time I get a woman pregnant, I don't have to go running back to Gorilla City and hide for a while. This way... Although it's going to be real awkward if at one stage I go and I'm shoving a baby against my chest and he won't
You're just
absorb back
absorbing
in.
children.
Get in there.
That's the thing. They might not absorb because they might actually be yours, not one of your clones.
Oh, that's a fucking...
Yeah, and
I look like I'm trying to chest bump a baby if that doesn't
also,
work.
because some of the multiple men are gay, and some of them are just kind of curious, you're going to be having sex with yourself a lot.
That's what I was going. When
It's
you
German
said they
I'm
would
gonna be
split
sleep-
into
I'm gonna
2
be
drunk
sleeping with
multiple
everything,
men, I
aren't
was
I?
like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be sleeping with the gorilla people, aren't I?
And the thing is, when they absorb back into you, you get all of the memories.
Oh, no.
You get all of the feelings and the memories of
The
the
one multiple
sensations
man
in
who
your head.
slept with a 90-year-old woman, I've got that in my head.
You get the multiple man who slept with a 90-year-old man. You get all of it.
Got the multiple man who was just in a gangbang.
Yeah, you with other multiple men.
The one who decided to try out BDSM. Oh, fuck.
You get that from every point of view.
I like to imagine I have a memory and it's one multiple man taking it and I cut to the other memory and it's the other one giving.
Yes, that's the thing.
Oh, God.
So how we rate this multiple man?
Solid 0.
Okay,
This poor
let's break it
guy.
down. Effort. It's got to be a 4.
It's a 4 on effort.
It's a 4 on effort. There's a lot of moving parts here. And try to coordinate the movements of the other multiple men.
Yeah.
I'd say we'd be 5 for effort.
5 for effort.
5 for effort. Reusability.
Yeah, it's 5 as well. I feel like I can keep doing this.
I'd say give it a 4 because your only disguise is wigs and makeup.
Wigs, makeup. Can I get a multiple man really fat?
No, they're exactly your build.
Damn. I mean, like, if I made a multiple man and then just started feeding him.
See, yeah, that is the problem. Like, not only are you you look the same as all the other multiple men, you're the exact same build. You're never the bigger guy in any situation.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to buy some fat suits.
And also, or just have a few multiple men in the cupboard who you starve for a few days.
Look at that skinny multiple man.
Christ.
Reusability, we give it a 3.
I feel like this is like the comic where multiple man goes insane at some point. You know, he's just.
All right, what's that, Nate? Good for the other person.
I'd give it a 3.
3.
Because it is just normal.
Yeah. 11.
11. What's the last one? Ethics.
I'm technically not doing anything wrong.
I'd say you.
Apart from setting up those scenarios.
Okay, I'd say give it a. Because no, the thing is, you're not. They're coming in of their own free will.
Yeah, so solid 3.
And they're deciding. I'd say give it a 3 for ethics.
Right,
That's
so
our ranking.
that brings us to 14, which once again is a 7, which puts us on par with. Who did you have last?
Everyone else.
Oh, was the Star Fox was 7? Oh no, Star Fox was 5.5. I think.
Who was your last one?
Oh, Chameleon. Chameleon
So
was 7.
we're on the same as
It's
Chameleon.
a similar tactic.
Yeah, we're just lower than Swamp Thing, on the same as Chameleon, and we've beaten Grodd and Star Fox.
Okay, I really don't know how this next one is going to go.
Okay, pitch it.
This one is I haven't thought of the courting stage, more just the actual act.
Okay.
It's the spot.
Wait, what?
It's the spot.
The Batman villain? Am I thinking of Polka Dot Man?
You're thinking of Polka Dot Man, or you're thinking of Crazy Quilt.
Wait, is it the spot or sunspot or?
No, it's just the spot.
Okay.
The spot. I won't say famous film, but he is a famous Spider-Man film.
Oh,
He's from
I
the
know
animated
the one.
series. He's covered in black dots.
Is he the one that there's a panel where Spider-Man goes to punch him, he opens a dot and Spider-Man punches himself in the head?
Yes.
Okay.
He has the power to make a glory hole anywhere. Anywhere.
Oh, God.
Think of it. Just think of it.
Dad, I don't want
The
to.
possibilities.
You know what? Even for pleasure for the other person, he could use his spot ability till he finds he can create a hole next to the G-spot.
He can create a hole
Trigger
inside
that.
them and just.
He can make a hole that he can look through to spot the G-spot.
That's it. He
So they're
sticks his
always-
head in. It's like, oh, what was that?
Your lady's at like a business meeting, she's in a skirt. He just opens a hole.
He just has like one of those the telescopic things. You go, bloop, he just sticks to the thing, like the periscope on a submarine. He's looking around.
Fucking, she's sitting in the back of the bus. She gets a text, "You in the mood?" She's like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah,
So she's a hole opens up in the bus seat in front of her.
that's it. Anywhere,
Holy shit,
anytime.
Jack.
Oh my god! It's anywhere, anytime, and it's real easy to hide.
Also,
It's like trying to hide a sausage. If you keep it in it. Sorry, go on.
if you're gay, like the portals also work on your body. So I mean, they can stick it in anywhere. You can take it from any direction, from any part of your body.
You could give yourself a blowjob.
You could give yourself a blowjob.
Oh god.
Good, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
good.
amazing.
I'm just thinking of this video that like someone made about Portal, like the game, and that was essentially just one of the things.
That's it. I mean, and he's even more precise because he can control the size of the warps as well. He can make it that size,
Oh no.
or he can make it that size. Like he can anything you want.
Even romance-wise, he's like, "Hey, baby, come here." He opens up a hole. You're in Paris, on top of the Eiffel Tower. It's
In theory,
beautiful.
now I don't know.
Is there a distance thing to it?
Does he have to be in the same area?
It could be line of sight. I don't
It
know.
could be a Nightcrawler line of sight. Even then, that's still real
Even
good.
then, though, like you could say, oh, you're in a fancy restaurant. It's just like, oh, there's no roast at the table. Just reach over to the next table.
Oh, that's perfect.
There's so many opportunities to be suave. But I think suave is a requirement because
Yeah.
you do need to get the girl first.
Yeah, you got to be real charming and a good guy. But even then, that's real easy. You can. It's gonna sound creepy, but you can keep an eye on her throughout the day So if she comes in a bad mood, you can be like, oh, I'm guessing
This is
such
like
and such.
going
And you
dipping
go, oh,
really
shit,
low on the
I
like
better, I better
ethics.
yeah.
Pick up some flowers.
Yeah, shoplift some flowers, shoplift some chocolate.
Yeah.
See, now that's the thing. Not only does it make you a viable sexual partner, it could make you a really good boyfriend.
You'd be an amazing husband.
Yeah. That's like, honey, because you picked the kids up from school. Bang. Pull
You
them
take
through a
the trash
portal.
Pull your children through
The
the
only
portal.
thing is, I feel like I'd get really fat from this. Because I'd be like,
is the thing.
I better go to town and pick that up. There.
Yeah.
He brought your first prince.
And also, you don't want to get trapped in the warp zone.
Oh, really?
You could get trapped in purgatory in theory.
Oh shit!
He's brought people accidentally into purgatory before.
You see, I was going to use Mirror Master. But with Mirror Master, there's a chance if the thing you're jumping through breaks, you're stuck in the mirror world forever.
It's basically it's the same as that.
Yeah,
Like-
so if I brought a woman to the mirror world and we're going somewhere, I hop out, I drop the mirror accidentally, she's dead. She's
Yeah.
stuck in there forever.
Or even if you forget to if you're coming through a portal and then I don't know, your parents walked into the room because
Yeah.
you're like a teenager and you close the portal and you forget that you closed the portal on the other side as well. She's trapped in the negative zone.
She's in the void forever.
Yeah, she's in the void. So you got to be careful with it. I think this is scoring pretty high on effort because you do.
Yeah.
It isn't a get out of jail free card. It isn't just a coupon for free sex. You got to work for it.
Yeah, you gotta be a good guy for it.
You got to be a good guy for it.
So we give it a 4 on effort? 5?
I'd say a 4 on effort.
4 on effort?
Yeah.
Reusability? 5. Use it all the
Reusability
time.
5. Definitely.
That's a 9.
Use it anytime. Good for the other. That's a 4 or 5.
That's
for
a
the
4
other
as
side.
well, so 13.
Ethics. I think this is a 3 or 4 on ethics. Because I mean, you're not doing anything wrong.
Hey, you're still being a good person. You're
Yeah.
helping. You're being nice to someone.
If you used the right way.
So what's that?
It can be, but and that's
like
the
a
thing. It can be really
17?
abused the wrong way,
17,
though.
17 divided by 2. Anybody got a math? 17 divided by
8.5.
8.5. That puts it a whole point higher than Swamp
A
Thing.
whole point higher than Swamp Thing.
Putting it at the top right now. Okay.
Wow.
My next one up, we talked about him earlier. But you can do either one, but either Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic.
I think for the sake of comic, we're going to go Plastic Man.
Plastic Man, okay.
But
Plastic
Mr.
Man will have more fun with
Fantastic, come on.
Well, my first wish for Mr. Fantastic was a porn star, and he keeps the name Mr. Fantastic. But for Plastic Man, I feel like there's an awful lot you can do as Plastic Man.
Yeah,
Watch out for the nails, right?
This
Oh,
is-
yeah.
Oh no! Do I want to know what you're about to go into?
No, you see, at first you're thinking, oh, he's going to be real creepy and perverted with it. Nah.
No.
Nah, mate. Nah.
I walk up. Imagine you're in a bar. You're sitting alone in a bar.
Yeah.
You're at the bar, and suddenly, fucking Jackie Boy Plastic Man walks up to you,
Okay.
and he's like,
Is he wearing the sunglasses?
"Yes, he is."
Okay.
But the sunglasses are made out of his face.
Are they?
No, that would be creepy.
That would be
That'd
creepy.
be creepy. I'm like,
Flesh.
"Hey, how you doing? Drinks on me." And then I stretch another piece of my back out, slap the bartender in the back of the head, stretch my arm over, and grab like a bottle of vodka and a Coke.
Okay.
I'm pouring the drinks, and she's like, what the fuck? And she's like, don't worry, I'm a member of the Justice League, I swear. And she's like,
She would
never believe you.
she's like, I don't believe you. Like, 1 second, let me get my credentials. And I pretend I'm wearing a jacket, and I form a
You open up your skin and you.
I open up the skin, and I take out what looks like a business card.
Wait,
It's still part of my skin.
It's just a skin-colored business card. And she's like, no, let me see it. And you're like, no, you can't let go because it's part of your finger. She's like, and she just pulls it away and it just stretches. And you're like,
I use the blood vessels inside my finger and arm to make the writing.
See, the thing is
says
about
JLA
Plastic Man,
number.
he's not actually made out of plastic. See, I don't know DC as well, so...
But the best thing is, I can do this in like a bar or a nightclub, so nobody's gonna be like, "Hey, that card you handed me is real flesh color." I'm like,
the only
"What?"
thing is, I mean, you got to be clocking the points on the effort there.
Yeah.
To make text out of your blood vessels? Come on.
It's gonna take me a lot of practice to get this right.
Yeah, that's a lot of effort.
Still think you're just better off just going with the Mr. Fantastic porn
No,
route,
but then
you know?
once I've seduced her, once I've done a load of like wacky party tricks with my hands, and then like
You could have her drinking out of your hand, literally.
Oh.
Make it into a cup, as you said.
No, I've got it. It goes back to the multiple man thing, where I make a copy of myself, which is just my foot stretched out really far under the table. He comes up behind her,
What?
starts assaulting her.
He just looked like a naked man. He's fucking Some naked crazy man comes up to her. He's
You
like,
just
hey,
have clothes.
baby.
You bring clothes, like spare clothes, as a backup. This
That would
thing.
be smart. I was just gonna say he makes flesh-colored clothing. It's dark and there's colors everywhere, so it's fine. We're in a
This is
nightclub.
disgusting.
I'm like, hey, you, leave her alone. Let's take this outside. And just outside the window where she can kind of see us, I pretend to beat this guy up. I come back into the bar. I'm like, don't worry, I took care of him. Oh no, his friends are coming.
Your arm is just completely bruised because you've been punching your arm for the last 10 minutes.
Just to make the noise. I'm doing two different voices. I'm like, hey, you, leave her alone. I'll hit you this time. I come back.
But the thing is, like,
Oh my
Jack,
god!
you see, we still got the limitations of our personality. So Jack can do like 3 accents, or like he can do 3 voices. One is Charles Xavier, and he's just basically doing.
Hello there.
Hello there.
That's some nice titties you have there.
And one is the one he just did, and one is his normal voice. So it's just those 3.
I can do a couple of Joker voices. So like Mark Hamill,
And you got
Heath
your
Ledger.
and you got your Mexican voice.
Hey, how you doing? How do I get a little bit of that there? That's gonna be the other.
That's the other guy. That's the bad guy.
That's the bad guy.
We just make it look like Jared Leto, you know.
Yeah.
It sounds more like Hannibal Lecter. Those nice titties you got there.
Okay.
Wait, hear me out. Once I get home, we slept together once or
Seven
twice,
beans.
and maybe we have a loving relationship. She thinks I'm part of the Justice League. At one stage, I've got to fake a photograph of me and Superman, which is once again just a flesh copy of me as Superman. And I'm like carrying it. Anyway, for 2 or 3 months, we sleep together a couple of times, and we're having okay sex. And she's about to leave me. She's like, it's not good enough, we're done. So for the last time, I'm like, oh, come on, baby, we sleep with me one more time. And instead of giving her like 4 or 5 inches, I gave her
12
inches. I've been holding this back as my secret weapon the whole time.
I love the way you waited for the relationship to deteriorate so much that she's walking out the door and you go, wait, give me one more shot. And then
You're just standing there, and the bulge in the pants just grows exponentially, you know.
You're like, give me a minute. And I like pull up my shirt and I form abs. And like, it's like, wait, could you have done that the whole time? I'm like, yeah, I could have looked like Channing Tatum the whole relationship.
okay, effort.
That's a 5, man.
5 effort.
That's
You're
a
putting
5
effort
on
the
effort.
entire time. At every turn, you're using.
I'm
your
exhausted every night because I work my
Yeah.
body. So I never have to go to the gym again because I'm working my body all the time.
ability. Yeah.
Ethics?
Ethics? I'd say. I mean,
I'm lying an awful lot.
you're lying an awful lot, but I mean, she is choosing to be with you.
Yeah. So, call it a 3?
It's a call it 3 on ethics. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm up to 8.
Reusability, in theory. I mean, you seem to be putting a lot of work into just one case, into one woman.
Yeah.
I mean, like, she has to be like a pretty, you know, real kind of woman,
I say we
you know.
use the 3 on reusability.
Yeah.
Because after a while, the rumors are going to get around town that there's some weird fucker who can make a copy of himself, kind of, out of his left ass cheek.
Alright, what's that bring me to? 3 plus 3 plus 5.
Also,
11.
also, we could just say he's all sex toys in one. There you go.
He is all the sex toys.
Good for the other person. Not for a while, but in the very end, it really is.
Yeah, see, if we go by your exact tactic, then not really. But I mean, any other person who's thinking logically would use that power straight away. So I think that's a 5.
Yeah, if I can use my dick to just like travel around in like a little explorer.
Dude, you could use your left little toe to travel in there. Like, that's easy at 5.
That's a 5. So 10 plus 10 plus 6, 16. So
16. That's not bad. That's an
8.
That's 8.
Plastic Man is the highest so far by half. No, he's not. He's half a point lower than the spot.
He's half one lower than the spot. I think at this stage we forget about the. Well, do you have any more left? We can just start throwing out names as we think of them.
Beast Boy. Women love animals.
I think that wears thin pretty quickly, though.
I'm gonna have to.
That's all kinds of problems there. At least
or a cute puppy. You like the cute puppy? Now have sex with me.
No, but I can be like, hey, baby, come back to my place. I've got lots of cute puppies here. I walk into the back room, turn into like a
What, you turn
beagle.
into one puppy?
I think that just
And
brings
then I
up so
run
many
out, I run
more
between her
issues.
legs. I run back into the room. I run out as a corgi. It's like, I never see any of your dogs at the same time. Or you.
They don't get on. We don't get on.
Yeah. Wait, can he do an American Dragon where he can turn certain parts of his body into animals? I don't think he can.
You see, Animal Man can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if Beast Boy can.
No. Alright, anybody else?
I was thinking... Plastic Man kind of covers this area, but Green Lantern...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Constructs, opportunities endless right there.
It's like all sex toys in one.
Yeah.
Superman? Kryptonian? I feel there's a lot you could play with there.
The courting stage is really easy with that. You can take her flying.
Yeah.
You can beat up any guy who hits on her. You can do all this stuff.
You can use your heat vision so her car accidentally crashes and you have to catch her like a hero. I realize mine's a lot more evil than yours, but that's
I think sex is like... That's got to be on the average because you have to hold back.
Sex is
or else
like...
you're doing damage.
Yeah, sex is
Yeah.
like you're touching a piece of like toilet paper, and if you hit too hard, you're just going to go straight through it.
That's it. That's exactly it, yeah.
But, hear me out. Red Sun Generator.
You just keep a bit of red kryptonite in the back pocket.
You get a red sun bulb and you put it in. So every time you go to have sex, you just turn that on and you use all your powers. It's like, honey, you're real strong at everything. Except when we have sex. You're real weak during sex. I'm like, yeah, it happens.
I laugh at like
Get the red kryptonite. Whoops, you swapped it with the fucking pink kryptonite, mate.
You don't get red kryptonite. Red kryptonite turns you into like an ant.
What?
Red sun reduces your powers, but red kryptonite just turns you into a random monster.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it just meant you're really angry.
No, that's black kryptonite, I think. Black kryptonite makes you evil.
My favorite's still pink kryptonite.
I think that's the Lex
Gay.
Luthor storyline.
Yeah.
He sneaks into your apartment and he replaces the bulb with a green kryptonite thing. He just paints pink, so it's completely fool you. And then you just go, ugh, and suddenly you're impotent. And she's just like, honey, this never happens to you. It's like, I just like you so much, and I'm also dying.
Oh, I like the idea that that I'm such a worse Superman than normal Superman. The Lex Luthor picks me as his enemy instead. He's like,
Yeah.
You know what? By comparison, Kal-El wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
This guy's just using his heat vision to burn a dick into like a field. This guy just robbed National Bank and nobody can stop him.
Who else? Batman, whose power is essentially money, which
That's a fair enough superpower.
It's a fair enough
He's got
superpower for getting women.
He's got 2 bullet-sized holes in his heart that he has to fill with women.
Christ.
And he's definitely got like a weird. It's like, can I call you mommy? She's just like,
I'm gonna be honest with you, Vicky. Halfway through, I might shout Martha. Don't stop if that happens.
don't. It's important. You don't stop. Don't leave me. Don't leave me, Mom. And she's like, what the fuck?
Bruce, I'm okay with this, but does your butler have to be here? Yes, Miss Vale, I have to be here the whole time. He has to be here. It's part of the thing.
It just. He was always there for me.
And he always will be.
He gets a used condom, just plops it. Alfred's got like a platter. It's like, thank you, sir. He takes it away, puts it in the trash.
So I served your father like this for several years. I'm still going to serve you.
Since you were a baby boy, and I heard your cries echo through these hallways. I wanted to help you have sex.
When you were going through your creepy masturbation phase, I took care of you. Just Alfred told him they were like a cum rag over his arm.
It's like Martha's about to go into the room, and Alfred just like slams the door. He's like, "How do we go for some tea? Leave Mr. Bruce play with his toys."
Yeah, he's playing with the bats. Also, I feel like Batman would have a lot of bat-themed sex toys.
Oh my
definitely,
god.
yeah. But see, actually, the thing is, I think, he courses him as Bruce Wayne, but I think if they're really not into it, his secret weapon is he tells them his secret identity. He tells them he's Batman.
I feel like after that, though, it gets real weird, because 1, he wants to do it in the costume, and 2, like, on a building. On the roof of a cold Gotham building.
Are you like referencing something here?
So many
Jay?
times. Like,
I'm getting
joke.
I'm getting Killing Joke vibes
anytime
here.
he's banged Catwoman, they're just on a building.
Oh, I haven't. They go up to the roof of GCPD. He's like, he turns on the bat signal. He's like, he takes her against the bat signal, and it's just the whole Gotham City can see this girl getting pounded in silhouette.
I like the idea of the bat and just on the shadow, like the shadow of a dick. This is the part where the Dark Knight rises. Wonder Woman? Since we're doing the Trinity?
I mean, if you're into bondage, mate.
Yeah, she's for a very specific kind of man, I think.
I mean, I'm into Wonder Woman until you give her the lasso of truth.
Oh yeah.
No, as much as there should
you can't cheat on her.
Yeah, as much as there should be honesty in a relationship, you still have to keep a few like weird secrets.
Yeah.
Like I accidentally saw Batman masturbating.
Oh, I fantasized about your mother. Oh no, Diana, please don't go.
There's gonna be a lot of weird ones like that.
And also, I mean, like, are we going with old Wonder Woman or new Wonder Woman? Because old Wonder Woman was made of clay.
I'm on board with old Wonder Woman, and this is gonna sound weird. Because she was real easygoing compared to the new one. The new one, if you're like, hey, can you make dinner? I'm busy at work. She's like, I'll fucking slit your throat, you male scum. But the old one was like, yeah, sure, I'll make you dinner.
Yeah.
Come on in. Amazonian hospitality.
I always laugh because the original Wonder Woman was made by a guy who was into bondage, and that's why she's always tied up. And I'm like, ugh.
Also, I found out something the other day that made me pretty happy.
What?
It starts off sounding bad, but it's actually real good. You know the original Wonder Woman being on the JSA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got on there before Batman and Superman, and they made her the secretary. And I always thought for years that was so mean and demeaning. But the writer of Wonder Woman at the time, that bondage guy, asked them to do that, so it wouldn't interfere with his Wonder Woman stories he was doing. It was his reason that she wasn't on all the adventures, that he could control he could have creative license basically.
Yeah.
To do what he wants and not have to tie him in any of that.
That's such a story that people look at the headline and go, oh shit.
And it makes so much sense from an artistic perspective. I wish they did it now.
Yeah, and I love hearing about comic creators taking credit for something like the great Howard the Duck switcheroo.
Oh, that's
is
so
the best
funny.
story I've ever heard, even though I can't remember it, and so we can't actually tell the listeners on the podcast what it is.
We'll tell it someday.
Yeah, we'll tell it someday.
Great.
They can just look up the history of Howard the Duck. You'll find it. It's great.
Yeah. All right. Any more? Poison Ivy. That feels like too easy.
Poison Ivy is too easy, and it's also really fucking dangerous. She'll probably have you kill someone or rob a bank.
I feel like.
I mean, like, considering she keeps like those poisons on her lips the whole time, it's really gonna be fucking awkward to kiss people.
Yeah, I feel like she takes off the pants, and as you're going in there, you're like, oh, okay, and you're like in a dark room, and suddenly a Venus flytrap just bites your dick.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
She's trapped you, and it's all part of her ploy to do something else.
Yeah, I'd say it's all part of. She's just there with like a branch, and she's like, this part of. Maybe she likes giving it, you know.
All right, now the next one. This is based.
How
willing are you to dress up as a clown? Harley Quinn. I feel like if I dress up as the Joker.
That's the thing. Like in Arkham Knight, fucking once the Joker infected people start behaving like Jokers, she starts getting the hots for them.
Yeah, she gets the hots for a 60-year-old man.
If you just have to act like the Joker, then like.
Why so serious?
The only thing is...
What if I go in there and I do the wrong Joker? Maybe she's like Mark Hamill's Harley Quinn.
She's going to be scratching the shit out of you.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to be choking you. She's going to be like...
Repeatability, she's
real
not.
kind of sadist
just like crushing the ball, like all this painful shit.
You're getting a baseball bat up the ass.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I feel like she'd shout out something really weird during
like
it as well.
Yahtzee.
Look at Shazam. I remember you mentioning that to me.
Shazam would be a fucking killer.
He's having sex with a girl. Shazam! And he turns into a 10-year-old boy.
Oh God! No, that's nowhere really. No, what I was mentioning there, Dad, was something Jack was talking to me about a while back.
I'll explain it.
Yeah.
Basically, for college, we're probably going to get a room together, like you and Aiden are.
Yeah.
It's like 3 of us getting a room together.
Yeah.
And any time I have sex with a woman, if I know they're listening, I'm going to shout the most ridiculous thing at the moment to climax. And one of my favourite ones so far is to shout Shazam top of my lungs.
And I feel we'll just be there. He goes like, did he just say Shazam?
No, the thing is,
you go in there and I'm wearing the costume.
that's like really nerdy, but I don't think any man on the planet could be able to lose respect for you if you had the balls to shout Shazam
and just keep going.
And just keep going.
And she's just like, all right, that happened. Let's keep going. That's a keeper. If a woman laughs at that, she's like, Shazam.
Then you gotta marry
it's
that
over.
woman. You gotta marry her.
I got it.
Wife her straight away.
Yeah. I cut right through the condoms. Not fucking. That's how I tell my wife. Anyway, Shazam is actually a real good one.
Why? He's a kid.
No. Not if you're a kid though. Imagine you got the powers of the wizard Shazam, and you're just anytime you say Shazam, you become this 6'5", super muscular, super handsome looking guy who can fly real fast and has super strength. It's the Superman thing, but you're allowed to have fun with it.
Okay, well, here's my counter argument. Okay, Billy Batson, he shouts Shazam and he turns into a fully grown man, and he's a 10-year-old.
Yes.
And we're 18-year-olds to 19-year-olds at this stage.
So do we become a 40-year-old man, I guess?
We'll become an even older man. So we could be having sex with someone our age and be like, Shazam! And then we'll turn into a 40-year-old man. Which maybe if we were in our 30s would be acceptable. Yeah. But we're like, we would turn into someone who could be her dad. That is not what she wants.
I said Shazam midway through. She looks up and I just look like John Goodman. Like a muscular John Goodman.
Oh my god.
I'll be honest, I would keep going.
Yeah, I do.
Fucking John Goodman's great. I love that man.
After this, we're going to go explore Kong Island. It's called Skull Island. He never refers to it as Kong Skull Island in the movie, by the way.
Right.
He never at any stage he's like, hey, let's go explore Kong Skull Island.
Right. The Flash.
Nah. No. I'm calling no. He's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's
he's
what
like
I was going to say.
in and out.
I was going to say.
You see, my thing is, if the Flash goes too fast inside of you,
friction.
Yeah. The only thing is, you could have sex at any point in time, ever. You could be on the Titanic as it's going down, and you could go for it.
Bit of a quickie, love. And she's like, all right, and then you just do.
No, even better. I like the idea of the first officer on the Titanic coming up, and he looks through his telescope, and he's supposed to see iceberg for the first time. And we're just
on the iceberg, and then he just turns like, "Did you see that?" And you turn around, and you're both gone. And he's like, "I swear, there was a man having sex with a woman on that iceberg."
Oh fuck! What if we don't realize what time we go to? She's just like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to go to like London or France or something like that." And we appear, we just start going for it. And like a car comes towards us, and it swerves out of the way in the tunnel, and we're the reason Princess Diana died. Because we were just going for it in the street. We appear in the cab next to the train. Oh fuck! We appear. This is a T-Rex watching us.
Oh my god! So that one's not a good idea.
I think a time travel.
I think you could use that to your advantage. You could go back and go in the car behind Kennedy and start boning, and then Lee Harvey Oswald's like, "What the fuck?" And he misses his shot.
We'll never know what happened to President Kennedy, but there was just people hanging on the grassy knoll.
Does his powers like evolve whenever he has to like time travel somewhere with someone? You just instantly have to start boning where you are, where you land, kind of
that's
thing.
the only way he can stay in that dimension.
Yeah.
He has to keep up this. Yeah, I'll have to, the way Flash stops the Kennedy assassination. He doesn't move the bullet. He doesn't move Kennedy. He doesn't beat up Lee Harvey Oswald. He has sex in the car behind Kennedy.
We're almost looking over at the grassy knolls and just going for it.
Right, so now we've done.
It's just a red blur of like mashing. Sorry,
we've done the DC greats. Let's like jump back to Marvel there for a
let's
sec.
go for the Avengers.
Yeah, let's go for the Avengers.
Actually, one sec. Back to DC for a second.
Yeah.
Are there mermaids in the DC universe?
Oh fuck's sake!
Then Aquaman would be great. They're back.
That's straight away a 0. That's a -1 ethics though.
All right, Avengers.
Hulk's a big no.
No. Hulk is, your heart rate goes up, your penis becomes like the size of a fist.
Yeah.
And just rips
I mean, there's could be some girls that are into that shit.
That.
Yeah.
Some can take
Some can take that, mate.
Oh, wait a minute. Hear me out. Now, hear me out, it's a bit convoluted, but the Hulk.
We're not going old man Logan things
with
here.
Reed Richards. So even if you Hulk out and expand inside of him, it's fine, he'll just expand with you.
You can make it as tight as you want.
Reed Richards can form himself into a sexy lady.
That's the thing, like, I think there's so little flexible female heroes because of that connotation that they can,
Like Elasti-Woman.
Like Elastigirl, she's only in bloody Pixar, but
yeah,
there should be more of them.
Which they like hint at things in Pixar. I don't know, you're like, oh,
because she's
shit.
like, she like wraps her leg around
Yeah.
Mr. Incredible. She's like, someone more flexible, and you're like, what the?
Whoa.
When you watch that years later after your trailer, you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Alright, go with the Avengers. Thor.
I think Thor's great.
I think Thor's pretty great.
He's just a dude. He's a big hairy dude.
It's not as bad as
Chris
Superman,
Hemsworth,
where
why
Superman will rip you in half.
Yeah,
Thor can tone it down.
Yeah.
He's just gonna be shouting like Asgardian swear words as he's coming, which is gonna be weird.
What about the
My
Vision?
Odin's mighty beard. Oh.
What about the Vision? Think of that.
Does he even have
I mean,
genitals? Like,
I'm picturing a scenario where you've just slept with the Vision. You roll over and he's like smoking a cigar, and you're like, "So I'll see you tomorrow, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course you will." And just as you turn away, he phases through the bed and leaves you.
Yeah, that's it.
You never see the Vision again.
oh my god.
Ooh.
Also, I feel like he'd have me dressed like Scarlet Witch and tell him he's a real man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, the dog is
Hey,
back.
the dog's back.
Dog back.
Hello, dog.
Doggo.
Hello, dog on the podcast.
Aw.
That's adorable.
He's a husky. He's absolutely beautiful.
There you go. Alright, any more? We'll go through the Avengers. Iron Man?
But again, he's
just
the
a
same
dude.
as same as Batman. His power, his thing is money, and the fact he's Robert Downey Jr. There's
If,
that.
if he's got confidence like that, you'd imagine he's packing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, or maybe he's just overcompensating.
Or maybe he's just overconfident. That's exactly right.
Uh,
Doctor Strange.
Whoa,
Doctor
that
Strange would have been
could,
a great one for earlier, because if you fuck up with a woman, you just rewind 30 to 40 seconds
Yeah.
and go again. Yeah, Doctor Strange would be pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah.
So he's got all these tricks up his sleeve.
oh my
That is
God.
until like a magic space squid comes through a portal to try and kill him, and you're accidentally knocked out a window.
You're never just banging
I
and this
feel
magic
like-
space
I
squid
feel like the cape would
disappears.
save you, though.
Yeah, the cape would
The cape
save
would take
you.
it. The cape is his ultimate wingman.
Yeah. Oh, the cape is the perfect.
It's like he's just like standing there at a bar, and he's like, "Hey, you want to go back?" And she's like, "Hey, do you want to go back to my place?" And he's like, "Oh, all right." And then the cape just like slips him a condom, and he's like, "Thanks, Kate." He's like, yeah, let's go.
He's at a bar, and the woman's at a bar, Doctor Strange is about to go up to her, and like this big asshole guy goes to talk to her. Doctor Strange taps her on the shoulder, she turns away for a second, and the cape just smothers the guy.
Cake just strangles him.
Let's see.
oh my God.
Ant-Man?
Oh no.
He, you know, like
Are you going to repeat the one you said to me yesterday about Ant-Man?
Oh no, I had one where it's Ant-Man, but you're in the Orange is the New Black universe,
Except you're Hank
where
Pym.
abusive men get away with a lot
Ant-Man.
more. But that's just real disgusting and terrible, and I can't make
Yeah.
I can't figure out a proper joke for it.
That was
I
a
feel
horrible joke,
see,
mate.
like with Ant-Man, I don't think it's the increasing size that would come in handy, because like he proportionally, so his entire body, like that would just be awkward.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, if the woman's into it, you could just crawl on in there and
shrink on
up Yeah.
knock around a bit.
Yeah.
And I think she would enjoy it, if she wasn't that weird.
You're like eating right under the covers. You're like, honey, whatever you do, don't lift the covers.
yeah,
You shrink for a
yeah,
second.
your shape under the cover just
Yeah.
slowly sinks.
She's like,
She's
what
like,
the
what?
What?
Suddenly she has like the greatest orgasm ever.
You're just playing. You're just using
great.
the
And I'm
juice
like,
spot as like
yep.
a punching bag. You're just like. Actually, no. You keep your strength, don't you?
Oh, God.
Oh, you just shatter her pelvis.
Oh, God.
I feel like I'd accidentally lean on something in the suit and expand inside of her. And then it's like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer is literally inside Mr. Burns wearing a skin suit.
Actually,
Actually, the thing is, I'm thinking Avengers, but there isn't like enough of the Avengers with like wacky powers. A lot of them are just like
bog standard.
Yeah, bog
Yeah.
standard.
They're not as interesting as the Justice League when it comes to sex powers.
Martian Manhunter.
Yes.
He's got all. He can change his face. He's got telepathic powers. He can elongate himself. He can phase. He can get out of there as quickly as possible.
But I feel like Martian Manhunter wouldn't want to sleep with me.
He's
got a choice for.
he is definitely asexual, and
Yeah.
also he probably thinks we're filthy and disgusting.
Yeah,
like.
we're that's like us trying to fuck a caveman.
Yeah, he just wants to fuck Martians, like.
I found it out. Plum of the Death Star have done this before, but why not? Charles Xavier. Charles Xavier would be the fucking bomb to sleep with. He can project into your mind anybody you want. If it's too weird and disgusting, he can erase it. Any sexual fantasy, and he's dead from the waist down, so you do whatever you want to it.
Yeah, I was about to say he wouldn't feel anything.
Exactly.
Like
You're like, hey Charles.
I mean, like that's like a 5 for what the other person is receiving, but that's just a 0 for him. He's
But
just.
Charles Xavier only wants emotional support.
I think him being in the wheelchair has been a ploy the entire time, so he can get butt sex easy, and he actually has feeling down there. He just doesn't tell anybody.
That would be amazing.
He's playing the long game.
No, Logan, I can't feel anything down there.
I swear, Logan. Oh no!
Oh, Eric, get away from there, you silly goose. Oh no, don't put the metal in there.
Fuck Magneto!
Actually, that'd be a great twist for Xavier. This is actually a genuine pitch. If the entire time he was just projecting the image of him in people's heads of him being in a wheelchair, and he just wasn't.
That would be great.
And it's an elaborate underestimation scheme.
Oh, that would be spectacular.
And there's a bit where Magneto nullifies his telepathic powers, and then Charles Xavier just runs up and kicks him in the balls, and he falls to the floor.
Oh, fuck, that'd be great.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, the X-Men.
We're running out of time here, so...
Oh no!
Wolverine, and you pull a time traveler's wife.
Oh yes.
So you meet them at several different points in their life, and you're like, hey, I'm a time traveler, I swear. Then you run off for a few years. You come back again, you look the same, but they've aged. And slowly you build up a relationship, in which case you finally sleep with them. And because you can live...
And then you sleep with their daughter.
Yeah.
And their daughter's daughter.
And because
their granddaughter's daughter.
Until it turns out you've accidentally slept with your own granddaughter.
Oh,
You fucked up along the line.
You fucked up, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh god!
And on that note, I've been Jack.
This has been the podcast.
This has been. Oh no!
John, if you've listened this far, fuck you. Good night, everyone. Have a great evening.
Come on, Eileen.